Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chu on Vegan, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow the START Solution. The START Solution was a program that was developed by Dr. John McDougall, and he wrote a book called The START Solution, and I'll leave a link to his book in the description box below if you'd like more information. On my channel, you will find whole food plant-based recipes that are quick and easy. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every Tuesday and Saturday. You can also follow me on Instagram, and if you're new to this way of eating, or if you feel like you just need some support, I have started a Facebook group, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Now, if you saw my last video, then you know that I did gain a few pounds over the month of July for various reasons. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll link it for you here or here, and you can go back and watch that. So I'll be doing my next few videos, probably posting them on Saturdays, will be my back to basics. What I ate in a day, back to basics, or back to basic recipes. I will be focusing heavily on the low calorie density chart, which if you want to print one out for yourself, there's a link in the description box. And I'm going to keep all my foods 600 calories per pound or less. So if you'd like to join me in my back to basics, let me know in the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, it's very easy to join, completely free to join, and like I said, the link will be in the description box. So today I'll be showing you 3 recipes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that are back to basics. And all the foods will be 600 calories per pound or less. So let's get started. So for breakfast, I'm going to be making a tofu scramble. This is one of my favorite breakfasts, super hearty, and I'm starting in a non-stick skillet. This is my always pan, which I love. If you haven't gotten one, I'll leave a link for you. It's amazing. So some water, just had it heated up, and then I chopped up some red pepper, orange pepper, green pepper, and some mushrooms and some red onion. We're gonna let these saute for about 5 minutes. What I love about this always pan is there's a spot right there for your spoon. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move it over. All right, so we're gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then we'll season them up and add a couple more ingredients. Now we're gonna add the tofu. We're gonna just scoot our veggies over, thusly. And I've got a half a block of extra firm tofu, which I just pressed for about a half hour, just to get some of the moisture out. And then you just want to crumble it, put it in the pan here. You want it to, you know, resemble like scrambled eggs. Now let's add some spices. We're going to add some granulated garlic. Exact measurements will be in the description box. Then some turmeric. This not only is an anti-inflammatory, but it gives the tofu that yellow egg-like flavor. Excuse me, not flavor, egg-like color. To get the egg-like flavor, we have the black salt here, the kala namak. I don't think I'm saying that right, but that's what this is. And you may have to adjust the seasonings. So we're just going to cook this for 5-10 minutes. You just want to make sure there's not a lot of moisture. And keeping with the low calorie density, tofu is about 350 calories per pound. So this is right in there. It is perfect. Now to make this even heartier, I'm going to add some potato. And I'm going to season the potato, the veggies a little bit, just a little garlic, and maybe just a little onion powder. All right. Now I'm just going to start mixing this all together because I like it all mixed together. We're going to let the potatoes heat through. These were a leftover potato, Yukon Gold. I'm also going to throw in a nice little handful of baby spinach. And once that wilts down, we'll be all done. So doesn't this look amazing? This is such a hearty bowl with the potatoes and the peppers and the mushrooms, and then you've got the greens in there. And this will keep me full 4 hours. And that black salt gives it that sulfury kind of eggy taste. And you can use as little or as much as you'd like, depending on how much of that flavor that you want. But super easy, comes together in minutes. So today for lunch, I'm gonna be making this really super easy combination of things. I found these veggies. It's the ultimate Southwest blend. There's sweet corn, black beans, poblanos, red peppers, and roasted onions. I'm gonna use the rest of this bag. Is about a half a bag. My skillet has been preheated. We're just gonna put the lid on and we're just gonna let these defrost a little bit, and then we're gonna start building flavors. Now let's start building some flavors. First I wanna add a couple other veggies to this now that these are a little bit defrosted. Got some leftover steamed broccoli and a Yukon Gold potato. Today is going to be heavy on potatoes because why? Potatoes are the most satiating food on the planet, and when you're trying to lose weight, you want to be satiated. So we're going to let this cook for a couple minutes, get a little warm, and then we'll add our seasonings. Now we're going to add our seasonings, which is going to be some nutritional yeast, some onion powder, garlic powder, and cumin. I'll leave exact measurements in the description box. Stir this around. And if you need to add a little bit more water to your pan, please do, which I'm going to add a little bit. Make sure everything gets coated. Then I'm going to add a big spoonful of my cheese sauce. I'm not using a lot because it does have cashews in it, but very little, and I'm using very little. I just want it to give that extra little cheesy flavor, and the nutritional yeast will help with that, but this will just kind of boost that flavor up just a little bit more. All right, I'm just gonna let this cook for another minute or two. Make sure the cheese gets nice and melty and everything's heated through. Oh, you know, one more thing. Just gonna do a little bit of salt over the top. So I just put a little romaine lettuce in here. I just shredded it up. And then I'm gonna just add this bean mixture over the top. Then I'm just gonna pour some salsa over the top. This is just jarred salsa. You could use hot sauce. And if you wanted to, you could even put this into a corn tortilla or a flour tortilla. If you wanted to, I'm just gonna eat it as a bowl, and I think it looks absolutely delicious. Okay, I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch, and I will see you at dinner. So for dinner, I'm gonna make one of the easiest recipes I've ever seen. This was inspired by Rip Esselstyn. If you don't know who he is, he wrote the Engine 2 cookbook. He's also the son of Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, who is a premier cardiologist who wrote a book about reversing heart disease. And they're totally whole food, plant-based, no oil. We're gonna add a can of low sodium garbanzo beans with the aquafaba, the juice from the can. Very important that you add that in. Turn on the heat. Then Rip suggests that you mash these a little bit, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, I think that's good enough. Then a tablespoon of soy sauce or coconut aminos. I'm using coconut aminos. Tablespoon of flour. And a half a cup of nutritional yeast. He calls these cheesy chickpeas. So we're just going to, I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. Mix this all together. And the nutritional yeast will definitely give it that cheesy flavor. And then you just heat it through for a couple of minutes. All right, so I've got a potato, just a leftover potato. I heat it up in the microwave. I have some frozen broccoli, and then I'm just gonna put some here and here. Could have done that a little bit more gracefully. Now this is a dish that will stick to your ribs for sure. All right, let's give this one a taste. Okay, final meal of the day, Rip Esselstyn's cheesy, what do you call it? Cheesy chickpeas. Now that is a plate of food. Low calorie density with the broccoli, the potatoes, the chickpeas. This is perfect. Let's give it a taste. Get some potato in there. Eat a little broccoli. Get a nice bite. Mmm. That is amazing. Very cheesy with that nutritional yeast. I did add some smoked paprika on the top, so I put a little twist on it. So I highly recommend this one. This is delicious. You could do this for lunch or dinner. Same with the lunch meal, would be great for dinner as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video of what I ate in a day, back to basics. Again, if you want to join me on my little journey here, check out the Facebook group. The link will be in the description box, and we'll go through it together. We'll support each other. There's no time limit on it because this is a lifelong journey, so I'm not going to say it's a 30-day challenge or whatever. I mean, you do it as long or as little as you would like. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you. So I'm going to be starting, if you saw my last video and I've started, so I'm going back to basics. Whole food, plant-based, no oil, really leaning into that low calorie density chart, keeping things 600 pounds, that doesn't sound right. Keeping things 600 calories, oh my God. You can just let me know. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every Tuesday and Saturday. You can all, I am having problems today. Good.